Hello, this is my Science Center for the 3rd grade. My theme is Life Cycles, Animals, and Plants. The Next Generation Science Standard says that in this section, students will develop models to describe that organisms have unique and diverse life cycles, but all have in common birth, growth, reproduction, and death. The disciplinary core idea states that reproduction is essential to the continued existence of every kind of organism. Plants and animals have unique and diverse life cycles. Okay, so the expectations of the Science Center. I expect students to work together in groups of 3, and each group will have 15 to 20 minutes to visit the Science Center. I would hope that all students would have the opportunity to participate in all of the activities. If they don't have time to finish all of them, of course they would probably end up doing maybe 2 and then the last 2 another day. Materials at the Science Center should be treated with care. Okay, so activity 1 consists of 2 videos. Students will watch a short clip of the life cycle of the butterfly and answer questions at the end. So here's a video of it. It's really short. It's less than 2 minutes, and it goes through the life cycle pretty quick. As you can see there. So I like it because it's pretty fast. It wraps it up. And at the end it just gives the picture that students need to see. And then another video is the life cycle of the ladybug. Again, this one I think is only 2 minutes, yeah. So also very short, same idea. It's not a cartoon, so they can see how it really looks. Okay, so just there, it's like 4 minutes of a video. And I want students to answer these questions. What are the stages of the butterfly cycle, and how many stages are there? I will also ask them to make their own predictions of the following questions. Does the life cycle vary between animals and plants? How many cycles does the life of an orange tree have? How many cycles does the life of a ladybug have? So I haven't posted anything here of plants yet, but I just want them to start thinking and comparing animals and plants, what ideas they can form for this first activity. Okay, so the second activity, students will read the book from seed to plant. This book has a lot of pictures, and it's fairly easy. It's grade level for them to be able to read it. So after they read it, I'd want them to create a diagram of the life cycle of the plant. There's several images in the book of different plants. And then there's also a game that I would want them to play, very short. And there's 3 animals, so that way they can compare kind of the life cycle of a plant from the book, and then also see play a quick game of the life cycle of like an animal. And here's what that looks like. So here they have birds, butterfly again, and frog. Yes. So it's very, oh, it's the parrot. So they just have to drag the egg, and then drag the next cycle when it's ready. It tells you what's next. And then there's also a movie, which is it's a very short clip, and it just shows how a human grows, like asks about yourself, about the student, if they remember growing up, and how everything changes, and how everything starts pretty much is born from a seed. So everything, or an egg. So that's kind of how that works. It's a very short movie. So it says egg or seed and then birth. That way they can kind of compare the life cycle of the plant and the life cycle of an animal. So here the students will compare the life cycle of the animal and their choosing from the game, and the life cycle of the plant, and find similarities. Okay, so activity 3. Students will use a ruler to measure the inches of the two plants and read the information from a chart that's provided by the teacher. So the students will investigate the growth of two live plants that are at the same lifespan. One plant will be further from a window. And after gathering the data of the plants, which will consist of the height that they will measure, and how often it's watered, which will be provided in the chart, and how often it's at closest to the window, the students will predict which plant will reach its next stage first in its life cycle and explain why. Last activity is the flower dissection. So students will have one flower to dissect. They can use scissors or by hand. There will be a diagram of the flower, and there will also be a worksheet for them to tape each part of the plant that it's asking for. And in a journal, students will explain the life cycle of the flower. With drawing or words, they will also predict what the function of the roots, the stem, and the flower, and they're encouraged to especially predict the parts of the flower since they have them dissected. And that's it.